Does it look like blood or not?
Investigation roll.
From what you can... No, from what you can have, him just bending down and looking at it, yeah, it has the... You've probably seen enough blood spills. It has the same kind of colour and consistency as blood. So it would be a fair assessment that it probably is blood. The gonna see is that don't looks like the faint outline of a small footprint of some type of small humanoid.
Would I not see that as well because of tracking?
He spotted it first.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
Which I'm assuming he will point
so,
out. I'm assuming that he will point that out.
I'm gonna
Okay.
probably do that.
And with your tracking ability, you can more make out, when it's pointed out to you, you can more make out the foot. Whereas to Gunnar, it's like, that kind of looks like a footprint, but he wouldn't necessarily be sure which way round it was.
Okay. Yeah, no, I understand.
Seth can see, right, it's going in that direction, which appears to be towards... So, Mr. Ranger, Mr. Seth.
Yeah.
To make a survival roll.
Ooh.
See if you can follow. See if there's actually some kind of trail or track here.
21.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Okay. So, presuming you guys are following after him,
I will
yeah,
be going
of
it's
course.
this way.
he's going right, and you follow more or less ish trail of little blood drops, which quite quickly diminish. So obviously the wound that caused the bleeding in the first place wasn't that serious. And increasingly faint footprints. They're more like indentations in the dewy grass rather than an actual... So this isn't particularly heavy. And the trail leads you to a path into the Brightwood itself. Is only just for you to walk in single file. I'm presuming that Seth, you'll be at the front.
Yeah, I kind of have to be
led since you followed. The part of the on either side of the path, the undergrowth is really and dense. A lot of brambles and quite a lot of wild hemp as well. Yeah, you'll find something out about
would I be able to do a medicine roll on that? Just to see if it would be useful for the wound that has been sustained.
Yeah, you could.
Was that a roll?
It's a medicine roll. So.
Wisdom. I got a 15.
Wisdom.
I'll see if I can advance that. No advance on the 15.
And it would have an anaesthetic effect if it was still an open wound, and it would also have. It wouldn't know antiseptic. The concept wouldn't. What's that? But it would have a cleansing effect.
Okay.
On the wound, so it would help it to heal. If you crush the leaves.
As we're going past, I'll start picking it up.
Basically, basically you can make a poultice out of it, and it'll.
Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to roll history on this woodland to see if I know about sort of denizens that might be living there.
Okay.
Only a 9 though.
All about it is that it's part of the ancient woodlands of Astaria. It's.
Is it a part of my favoured enemies?
Might be
Because I
favourite
don't know
terrain.
if I've been tracking it. It's definitely my favourite terrain, yeah.
Let's put it this way: one of your favourite enemies has been known to occupy from time to time.
Am I tracking it now?
No, because you would have got a advantage on the first tracking roll, so you're not. So the one thing you know, it's not one of them.
Okay, cool. I'm not gonna say anything to them.
So as you are making your way along the.
It's orcs, isn't it?
No.
It might.
I don't think it might be. I don't think it might be. Hint, hint.
Yeah, as you're making your way along the path, Seth, because you'll be the first one to see it, and your perception's quite good anyway. Something catches your eye on a bramble thorn, and it's a little tiny wisp looking thread. Catches your attention is because Petra always has a bracelet made of red silken thread her right wrist.
Okay.
Looks like we should
I will
follow
point
it.
that out. I will point that out and go. I've seen that before.
Yeah, and I would, and if I knew it was that, I would also, like, confirm it.
Shame, that's expensive silk.
Would you like to pick it up?
Only a tiny. I mean, it's literally like the wispiest wisp. It's almost like a spider, like strand of.
Okay. Near enough like a spider's web, but it's just only one strand itself.
Yeah, it's just literally like this, like the tiniest strand of thread. It's not worth. Could very easily blow away in your attempts to try and pick it off the thorn.
I'll try and sleight of hand it then. A dexterous attempt.
I'll let you do that.
10.
Just roll.
10.
Oh no, almost, not quite.
Not quite.
Um, I know it sounds like overkill, but I'm gonna try and aerobatics that.
No, I'm not going to allow
Oh,
that. So, let's
basically,
create.
flip
He does a
over-
cartwheel to
flip
try
it
and catch the
over
thread.
and- yeah, flip over the thorn, catch the thread, and pull it off.
No, because you'd basically be throwing yourself into more. It's a whole bush of brambles and stuff. It's
Oh.
really dense. Yeah.
Okay, I won't do that then.
So.
Or I could parkour up the thing and go down.
It's a friggin' bit of a thread.
Okay.
People.
Yeah, so let's follow the story thread to see where it goes.
Cool. Let's just ignore that bit then.
I think we have our trail, gentlemen.
I think so.
Do I need to do another perception check?
No, you can kind of see you're still following because the ground is like the mud in the ground is reasonably soft, so you're still seeing signs of footprints, and they look roughly the same. So they appear to be the same person that you're following.
Is there any way I can see the weight of the person?
Let's. They're quite they're heavier than a child, than a human child, I should say.
Okay.
The size of the footprints, they might be around the height of a human child.
I can't see like how much they weigh or anything. I can only just see the big.
You wouldn't be. I don't care how good a tracker you are. You would not be able. You would be able to tell an approximate, or you would get an approximate weight. You wouldn't get anywhere near an exact weight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
So you travel on a little further, and again, because you're in the lead, Seth.
Yep.
Something in front of you.
A mirror or metal?
A little
I can't
flash of sun. The sunlight hits it, and it kind of looks more shiny metal rather than glass.
Right. I basically duck down and go towards one of the trees.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll stealth.
I'm gonna go up and pick that thing up.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
With my natural explorer, it says if I'm on my own, I basically get stealth anyway.
Yes. No. You're on your own. You're not on your own.
No, I basically ducked out of the way, so I'm nowhere near those two. Now, just to basically stealthily go around. Or do I have to go quite far?
It's really difficult to get off the path. Like I said, extremely thick. So you're now in difficult terrain. Path you are in difficult terrain.
Okay.
Your movement is halved. So Gunnar, you're actually going to go and look at it, are you?
Yeah.
To go and look at it, right? So I'm presuming you go over and you.
I bend over and pick it up.
Okay, it's a tiny silver pendant in shape. It's triangular in the shape of 3 stars, exactly like the one always has round her neck.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna right away show it to the others. Like, hey, look what I found.
Right, well, definitely on the right track. Let's get this over with, shall we?
Okay.
Quickly!
Going about another 200 yards. The path comes to a kind of junction where it forks into three. Of like the junction area, it's like drying out. All mishmash of footprints and creatures. You know, they're like obvious deer footprints. Probably, that one looks like a squirrel ran across. That might be a stoat. That's either a gnome or some other kind of small person. You know, whatever.
I'm guessing I don't see one of my favorite enemies.
They might be, like I said, it's a whole. They're all covering each other, so they might. Hard to tell, and it's certainly impossible. You'll quarry which of the three paths went down. Glee. Yeah, just have to choose one.
Left.
So we've
What
basically
What about we
got.
split the party?
I'm not splitting the fucking pie. That's totally out of character.
Split the party.
That's totally out of character. We're not fucking splitting. I've been in too many RPGs where you split, you die. That's what fucking happens.
Yeah, you can split if you want. Pavel will be fine.
I'll be
I'll be fine-ish.
Yeah, I would die.
I'm actually going to see which was the last ones to travel through, because I can do that part of the natural explorer.
Be a spy. Yeah, that would be another survival roll.
Oh, 22.
22. Okay. Most recently, in a dog, two dogs.
Sorry, I didn't hear all of that.
I said it's two squirrels came through. That's the very, very most recent. Because it's springtime and they're getting a bit frisky. So they're doing the whole chasing each other thing. If you've ever seen that, which is hilarious. And possibly dogs of but there's something a bit odd about their pads. Can't quite put your finger on it, but most recent, the sort of like the humanoid footprints are.
Please say that the humanoid footprints aren't going the same way as the dogs.
Humanoid footprints are so going in so many different directions, going towards all of the different, each one of the. So.
Let's go left.
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
I before we do that, is the dogs going left?
It appears to be.
Sorry?
It does appear to be.
Okay, I say don't go left. There's something strange about the tracks that way.
Fine,
Let's
whatever.
find out what is strange about it.
I will literally point out the pad print and go, "That's a dog, but not like we know it."
You're
And
good.
It's gonna be one of those
pad
pug
prints don't
things,
look
isn't
good.
it? I don't like them. Sponged up faces.
The pads don't look right, so I'm like, no, fuck that shit. I'm not going that way.
I mean, oh come on, Seth. Worst thing is it's a werewolf.
But dogs are cute.
All right, on your heads, be up. We'll go left.
Okay, right.
At this point, I kind of slide towards either the back or the middle.
Right.
Pavel just struts out in front. He's like, we're going left. Just doesn't matter. Just go. We're going left.
You're in luck, Seth, because widens out so that can walk if you want to. You can still carry on in single file if you feel like it.
No, I'll let him be up front because he was the one who was saying left, so I'll just let him be up front, and I'll be.
Right. Pavel is now in charge.
Yeah,
I'll
You're
be.
also-
I'll go up
fine
beside him.
looking for stuff just in case people go the wrong way.
Yeah, I'll go
Okay.
up beside Pavel.
Yes. Follow me. I know what I'm doing.
It does look like it.
As- Okay, as you're going along the path. Now, by the way, I forgot to mention, it's quite a nice spring morning. If you weren't actually out looking for, it's birds are singing. You know, circumstances, this would actually be quite a nice, pleasant walk in the woods. So it isn't. Begins to bend round. Way round the bend. They come face to face, 50 feet ahead of you. Two hounds. Hounds. The hounds have short tan-coloured coats. Are overly long and decidedly pointed. And the most interesting, or possibly, or actually disturbing thing about these hounds, their mouths seem to be just a little bit too big, just too many teeth.
I get my stuff ready.
Would anyone like to make an Arcana check?
I'll make one. Doesn't mean it'll do any good.
I'll do the same thing. I'll try, but I don't think I'll do anything with it.
4. These are clearly perfectly normal dogs.
Oh,
What is wrong with you?
Oh, sorry. I got a natural 20.
Natural 20?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Someone's put his dice in the microwave.
We're rolling really well.
I don't know how. D20s fuck me up all the time.
Okay. Like, it's one of those random bits of knowledge that, you know, you have sometimes. It's like the hell do I know? How the hell did I know that? It's one of those ones. These might be from a story you've heard or like a book you read at some point. These are blink dogs.
Oh, blink dogs.
Blink dogs. I've never heard of those.
Oh, blink dogs, nice.
In which case, what you know about them is that they look like dogs, kind of apart from the overly large mouth and lots of teeth, they are creatures.
Sorry, you keep on.
Yeah, so
They
our
are
character.
fey,
Fake creatures, cool.
and you know that they use them. That the Fae use them for hunting, and the reason they're called blink dogs, because they can teleport short distances.
Okay. I will whisper and just go, "This is why I thought we shouldn't go down this way."
Do we learn from that Arcana check about blink dogs? Do we learn that they can understand speech?
Intelligent enough, whether they can understand anything that you say, you don't know, but you do know that Fae Masters are known voice commands and speak with them. They
Okay.
can't, they can't speak. They can understand speech.
Okay, I'm gonna try and persuade them in Elvish to see if they've spotted anything walking by. Let me give a persuasion roll.
I won't have you make the roll. Right? You. And it's obviously they're listening intently.
Okay.
So obvious from the look on their faces that they haven't got a clue what you just said.
Okay, they don't understand Elvish apparently. Some Fey dogs they are. Right. Back the other way, I guess it is. Turns out it wasn't left. Who'd have thought?
As you were
Wait a
about,
second. Sorry. Would animal kin hair work? Sorry, animal handling.
no.
Cool. I wanted to say no.
Just as you were about to turn, is directly behind the hounds. And when I say suddenly appears, I mean suddenly appears. They're about 8 feet tall and humanoid, wearing what appears to be crystalline armor designed to look like leaves. Because it's difficult to tell what gender they are, their features could be described as what elves want to be when they grow up.
Okay. Ah, these things look like they might understand a bit. So,
He bows slightly.
sorry, Dorian, you keep cutting out a bit. Is it possible you can increase your mic sensitivity? Because I don't hear every single word you say.
Yeah, that's the same here. Sorry.
The settings.
Voice activity. Yeah, what up?
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Well, I have to see, because it's only sometimes. Okay, so what appeared, because I
Anyhow.
didn't hear any of the description of them.
About 8 feet tall,
Okay.
wearing what looks like glimmering green crystalline armor designed to look like leaves.
Right.
They have their features could be described as what elves want to be when they grow up.
Okay.
And bow towards you and travellers.
So
It appears to me everyone.
I sorry, I
No, we-
can't hear you.
Do you want to try push to talk? Just because I know it's going to be a pain in the bum, but it's just so you know you're actually talking. Just because most of that it would cut out sometimes.
How do you do that?
User settings, and you switch it from user settings, voice and video, switch from voice activity to push to talk, and then just push a button to hold down when you talk. Just because it's usually like probably when you start speaking and when you finish, it sort of cuts out.
Yeah, sometimes you don't get the whole word or just little bits like that.
I can't find the settings. Where the hell's the settings?
Just below voice connected, where you see the
Yeah, I
disconnect
got you.
button. Yep.
Voice and video. Right.
I didn't know it did that. Push the button that you put.
Yep, that's the button.
That's
Is that it?
Just see.
Yep, that's the button.
Yeah, like I was saying, is steps forward. Travellers. It appears that are searching for something or someone, just as I am.
Yes, hello, my good fellow. I'm gonna make a persuasion roll out just to before I ask him a question. Yes, we're looking for a infant child, a babe, and it's a persuasion roll of 20. Seen anything like that in the forest today?
I cannot say that I have.
Oh, that is a shame.
I'm looking for a thief.
Roll stealth. Actually, that's just a joke. I'm sure I have absolutely no idea where any thieves could be. I've still got a 20 for my persuasion. I'm sorry, my good fellow. There's no thieves around these parts. We're honest, good, hard-working people.
By
Doing
yourself.
that here is a wheelwright, and my very good friend Seth here is a tracker, a ranger. I myself am an honest, hard-working, common man.
About as common as a thief, but never mind.
You're perfectly decent people.
Yes, very much so.
I would ask searching can assist each other. I know the nature of the thief, and maybe you have seen evidence of such a person.
Oh, yes, my good friend Seth here found some tracks. I'm sure he'll fill you in on the details. Won't you, Seth, my good fellow?
Yeah, I saw a lot of tracks back that way. Lots of different things we're walking through. Do you know what kind of thing it was? What race? Because I could maybe find that easier to follow.
They would they call themselves halfling.
Ooh,
So like the tiny footprints we found.
yeah. I mean, we've been following that from our camp. Very small footprints. We think that they had taken the person that we're looking for.
Would it be possible who stole the item from may also have in the kidnap of this child?
What sort of item was stolen from you? May chance we have come across something similar.
It is an item of extreme power. One that will bring great danger to the world. The wrong hands. However,
Can't say I've seen one of those.
Well, and a lot of kind of jobbies.
not recognise it as such. And that without being given the knowledge, I've known its value merely by looking at it. Appear to be a small metallic tube.
Well, no, I certainly haven't seen a small metallic tube.
Let me introduce myself. Keeper of the Bright Wood, of the Sun Court.
Very nice to meet you. My name is Pavel, the not thief at all. I'm a very honest man. I feel like that should be a deception check.
And if you pass it, I'm still gonna say bullshit.
20 on a deception check.
Okay.
You just hear Seth going, bullshit.
Bullshit.
No, I think the farms are further that way. It can't be bullshit.
Does he buy the bullshit?
You can't tell. His face isn't giving anything away.
Yourself first. I will.
I'll say, and I am Gunnar. Just Gunnar.
It's an honour to meet you, Gunnar, just Gunnar.
I'm Seth. I'm here. Hello.
Yes, and greetings to you too. To be a resourceful group, ask you do me a favour, if you would. Are you travelling towards
Are we travelling towards where? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the last thing I heard as well.
Travelling towards Hornvale.
Oh,
Yes,
we
I
are.
believe we are. Yes, yes.
Is where I believe the thief
Okay.
from.
In a rough sense, which way is that here? I'm just trying to get my bearings again.
That's where the Grand Gala's travelling to. Where
Okay.
you're supposed to be on your way to. That's where your next gig is.
Um. So, what do you guys want to do? Do we want to try and find just the girl, or do we want to help this guy out?
I think that we need to keep searching for the girl. Even Pavel's
we've
not
been
that self-interested.
I'm kind of check. All of you. Make an Arcana check.
Oh fuck! No, I didn't do it this time. Nope.
14?
Let me make one.
6.
18.
Right, 14, 18. Right. You both get Faye.
Sorry,
Not the
what did we get Faye from? Sorry, you cut out again.
is an archfey.
Ah, he's an archfey, right.
Right.
Oh.
Well, I don't know this shit.
A kind of he's not the kind of being. Fuse, you've got to be careful how you do it.
Pavel will
Don't
take
wanna
that
get-
under advisement.
You really don't want to get on the wrong side.
I will go and start looking because I don't know what's just happened.
And I'll say, I think we'll be happy to help you. Just out of the blue.
I kind of look at you all awkwardly, going, "What?"
And I'm like gesturing, oh, we need to do this.
If due to certain pacts and agreements of cannot enter Hornvale, he thinks you know who he is and what he is.
He thinks we know who the thief was.
You know who what he is.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He presumes that you know.
That he's an archfey.
When he says, I am the keeper of the Bright Wood and Grand Marshal of the Sun Court, something to you.
Okay.
So, well, yes, good chap. Next time we're in Hornvale, we'll definitely be keeping an eye out for metallic tubes and people holding them.
Actually, I would ask you to find the thief and return him and the item that he has stolen to me.
Yes, well, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable request from somebody who's had something stolen from them. Not that I would know anything about that, really. But yes, that we could certainly do something like that. But next time we're in Hornvale, keep an eye out, ears to the ground, etc.
And where would we meet you again?
His hand out towards you, Gunnar.
Hmm?
And he goes to place something in your hand. Tiny, a tiny crystalline butterfly, green butterfly.
Approximate value?
Ultimate value, you have absolutely no bloody idea. You've never seen anything like this before. So it's
expensive then.
Quite possibly priceless in the sense that you would understand it, or priceless as in there's no market for this thing because it's a one-off. And he just says, when you have found to fly.
You cut out again. Sorry.
When in the person I seek, the butterfly, it will bring you one within a 5-foot radius circle directly to me.
Like teleport?
I think that's what you call it.
Right,
Okay.
understood. If we find this gentleman or lady, whoever it is, we will certainly bring them to you for some swift summer court justice, etc.
I'd like them preferably to be alive.
We can do that.
I'm glad to hear it.
I mean, I myself have always tried to avoid combat, so yes. Better to bring them in quietly, as they say. Yes, so, yes, we will do this for you. And, yes.
Is that how you like to be brought in?
Well, I don't know. I've never been caught, so it's hard to say how I like it.
And I'm sure, and the looks at you and he bows, and or found exactly the right people to catch a thief. And as he says it, he is looking directly at you, Pavel.
Pavel is, like, looking at his feet, whistling slightly.
Stone face.
With that, he says, gentlemen, operation, adieu.
Toodle pip.
With which he turns round with the hounds and walks into the nearest tree.
God, I love that.
Not like bump into the tree. No, he literally falls
Damn.
into the tree.
Looks like the bark was worse than the bite with those dogs, eh? Yeah? Yeah.
Oh my god. Gonna be like that again, yeah?
Face palm.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of intelligent squirrels that are just going, oh dear gods.
Tough crowd. Look, this is why I'm not. This is why they don't put me on stage. This is why I'm amongst the crowd, taking coin purses.
It doesn't surprise me at all. So, which way do you want to go? Do you want to carry on, or do you want to go back and have a look down one or the other?
I get a sneaking suspicion, lads, that anything that came this way would have probably encountered those dogs. So maybe a different direction.
I
Fine with me.
kind of said that already, but you know.
Well, oh, I'm sorry. My intuition only led us to an archfey.
And we could have all been arched away.
No, archfays aren't completely homicidal. We were fine. We were fine.
Okay, if you say so.
Well, not all of them are completely homicidal.
Yes.
just the ones that I've met.
So another path we take.
I'm going to try and do another perception to see if there's anything else gone past. I'm looking for smaller footprints. Bigger than a squirrel, but
Okay.
smaller than a man.
Didn't
Let's-
that archfey chappie say he was looking for a halfling?
Yes.
Yeah.
Halfling footprints usually quite sizable for something their size, aren't they?
No, you're thinking of hobbits, and they're not. Halflings are proportional, so they don't have the big feet.
I rolled 17. That's
17.
12 plus 5.
Thanks.
'Cause I'm proficient.
You're looking for other footprints.
Yes, I'm looking for footprints that are slightly, well, basically the right size for halflings, and maybe if
Similar.
similar kind of footprints.
You would have advantage on that roll. So roll
I get to
again.
roll
see if
again,
you- yeah, see if you get anything higher. 17's pretty good.
24.
Okay.
I rolled a 19.
Yeah, there's you notice it's like at least a day, but there are small with very roughshod, shall we say.
Does
So
it look like the footprints I've seen earlier for that we were tracking?
no, not really.
There's nothing of that caliber.
No, not this path that you are able to spot. There are, like I said, there are several footprints of small humanoid, but they don't appear to be the same one, and there are multiple footprints. There are multiple individuals because, like, the slight differences in the footprints.
Do I know how many people there are with him because of the ranger thing?
You'd say it was a group of about 5. Obviously, the footprints. It was quite a disorganised group, so the footprints cross over each other at places. So it's difficult to absolute figure. But you'd say 4 or 5 small individuals.
Okay, so at this point, I'm going to suggest that those two go follow that path, and I'm going to go down the other one.
They carry on down the path that you're already on.
So they go on to the path. They go back and follow back round, and I'll go to the third path. That's what I'm suggesting.
So you went to the left path, so they go to the centre path and you go to the right path.
Yep, because I can do stealth shit, and it's easier for me to do stealth shit.
Sounds like someone is splitting the party.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Pavel has absolutely no qualms about it. I was going to suggest that way because heading back that way, then we'd just be heading left again, and that's what Pavel likes to do.
Fine with me.
Okay, so Pavel and Walter.
Yeah.
Again, the path that you're on is about the same width as the one that you were just on, so it's like you're able to walk side by side. So, what are you doing? Along, enjoying the sunshine, listening to the birds sing, looking at the squirrels going slightly bonkers in the trees.
Yes, that's all happening. Keeping an eye out. Rolling like perception, I think. See if anything's up here.
Yeah. Same.
Okay.
Pavel is distracted by squirrels. He rolls below his he rolls below his passive perception. So,
Yeah, and I'm also quite distracted. Like I got a 12.
You got a
Oh no, an 8, 9. Sorry.
Lucky you guys.
Yes. Your
Me?
just the pair of rows. Just as you're walking along, okay, who's on the left? Who's on the right?
Pavel's on the left.
Then I'm on the right.
Certainly has the experience something like and pointy.
Who?
Yeah. Sorry.
Suddenly has the experience of something club-like and pointy hurtling towards his face.
Sorry, I didn't catch who. Sorry.
Gunnar has Gunnar has a club hustling towards his face.
Oh, that sounds like a him problem.
Can I dodge?
Can you and Pavel both make wisdom checks?
Okay, just checks.
Just a wisdom check, no skill involved?
I got a 7.
22.
Damn.
Okay. Pavel isn't surprised.
Okay.
You are. Tiff.
Duh.
Da da da.
Oh no. 4.
Initiative 17.
It's all right. Gunnar, you can't act in the first round.
Aw.
And you have. And remember how we're going to do.
Yeah, you can do defense checks.
Okay, so you can. So this. You've suddenly seen this bugbear step out from among the trees, and he's swinging. This is literally in a matter of seconds. He's swinging his up towards Gunnar's head. However, Pavel, since you did,
Okay, so...
you can act first to intervene.
Okay. How close is the bugbear to Gunnar? Is he within 5 feet?
Yes, pretty much within 5 feet.
Okay, that will proc sneak attack then, should I choose to attack. Yeah, this is an aggressive action. Pavel doesn't take kindly to people attacking. It's like, the time for talk is over. Pavel is going to stab at him with his rapier.
I will let you do that. So, roll to...
Pavel,
Yeah.
get a 17.
Oh, you... the pointy bit, meaty bit.
Okay, so my rapier is D8, and sneak attack is D6. For 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 15 points of damage.
Damn.
That hurts.
And
I don't do anything else on my turn.
however, that doesn't stop Club from... Well, we'll see. Huh? Defend yourself with disadvantage.
Okay, so your roll plus your armor class minus 10. Yeah?
That's right.
Okay, so that's 19.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I got
With-
chainmail, so I have a lot of armor class.
Ooh,
Oh okay.
19 with disadvantage, not bad.
Disadvantage.
You rolled
Yeah.
it with disadvantage.
Oh, then I need to roll again, sorry. And natural 1.
Oh.
Oh, oh.
Uh,
Is he on the floor?
probably.
That's gonna really hurt.
I've got 9 hit points.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I thought I had.
Oh, shit.
Did
Okay.
we killed him?
Not quite.
Oh wow.
0, you are down to 0 hit points. You your next turn, you've got to start making death saving rolls.
So how much damage did I take? Can I know that?
You took 16 points of damage.
Oh,
Effectively, you can't go below 0, so you're
Yeah.
down to
yeah.
hit points.
So you just need to make some death saves.
Whew. Oh. God damn it.
You can splat. So you've just poked. So Pavel, you've just poked him. This big furry, horrible thing, rapier, and I presume withdrawn it just as his club, his nice big pointy club, has just literally gone crunch splat. Face. And is like gunner flying. In your
Okay.
turn again. So
Ow, ow, ow.
Oh,
I now wished I didn't go away because I think I got the most hit points.
Right.
this is why you don't split the party.
Hang on. Let me look up the rules for sneak attack to see if someone. Let's see. You don't need advantage roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet. That enemy isn't
And they are- and
incapacitated.
they're not-
Okay, so don't get sneak attack.
Gunner is incapacitated. You don't get a sneak attack.
yeah, I'm so fighting ready. Yes, give me a swing.
Yeah,
Right.
in this situation.
I trust. Pavel is just sort of in this situation. He just goes, right. Well, he rolls. He's got to roll attack again.
Seriously? Okay, fine, carry on.
Let's see. How is a 16?
You do manage to in the meaty bit again. Slightly annoyed at you, you know.
For let's see. For 11 max damage.
It's not bad.
It's not too bad. Okay. Yeah. He's a bit cheesed off with you, so he's decided that you're an annoying little squit. You see this club head in your direction, but it's more sort of like to the top of your head rather than your face, like it was for Gunnar.
Okay, so defense roll, yeah? Is 18.
Team. Manage to. I'm thinking that you're going to dodge rather than trying to parry it.
Yes.
So yeah, you manage to dodge out of the way of this thing that's coming very rapidly towards the top of your head.
You see, I see. My idea of this is that it's coming straight down, so Powell just like steps to the side and he's like, "Ha ha."
The thing is, the direction you stepped in and the way he was coming in with his attack is that you've now got yourself closer to the bugbear.
We call this shanking distance.
How far away am I at this point?
You would be about 50 yards away.
Oh, I'll be able to hit.
So you might have heard a bit of a kerfuffle, like, because I'm sure you would have heard it. As,
Yes. Yeah, I stop and turn around.
and you would be able to see, it would be within this location, would be within line of sight of like the entrance of the path.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you would be able to see it, and the bugbear would be range.
My range.
So I would all initiative, so I know which.
That's D20, yeah.
Yep.
13. D20 plus the initiative bonus, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Okay, so now, oh yes, Gunnar,
Oh no.
make a death saving roll, please.
Please no, please no, please no.
Just don't fuck up.
Natural 20.
That's 2, right?
That's two.
Ooh.
That's 2 successes. All you need to do is get one more success, and you're stabilized.
From rolling a natural 1 to a natural 20. That's so nice.
Yeah, it's nice when that happens.
Yes, the redemption roll.
So,
From my distance, can I see how Gunnar is with my medicine? Sorry.
no,
No. Okay. Cool.
no, you're not. Let's put it this way: you can kind of make a a very cursory, limited medical assessment, which is kind of, ooh, he's in a really bad way.
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
That is more than fine.
Let's put it this way: there's lots of where you can see what's hit is like behind him. There's like quite a bit of like stuff and things. So yeah.
The thing that's supposed to be inside is now outside.
Oh, since he was hit in the face, it's like it's the quite strong. So the insidey bits don't tend to fall out on that. But let's put it this way: the soft parts of the outside have come off.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Most of them have. I'm being.
Can I now shoot the owlbear, please?
It's Pavel's turn again. He gets to.
Okay. I'm going to attack. For...
Right. Are you going to shank the son of a bitch?
Yeah, going to shank it with my rapier. For... Let's see... 17.
Yeah, you managed to get it in there.
And that'll be for... another 11 points of damage.
damn.
And next up we have
I believe it's.
we have
Marcel.
Seth. We
Yes.
have-
So you're gonna
we
have to
have
explain what I
Seth.
need to do. I want to shoot the fucker.
What's your but in which case roll attack for your
Yeah.
longbow.
How do I do that? So is it D20
Yeah.
plus?
20 plus your attack plus your attack bonus. And plus your weapon bonus.
I don't know what weapon bonus is.
Proficiency bonus, usually, so it's +2 at
Is
level
your-
1.
Oh, okay.
So it's your strength. So it's your strength plus your proficiency bonus.
Isn't it the
Dex for a
dexterity?
bow, right?
I don't know.
Yes, no, for a longbow you can use strength or dex.
Oh, I'll use Dex.
Whichever is
I'll use
higher.
Dex. I'll use Dex.
Okay.
So it's 21.
Oh,
I rolled 16.
You rolled 16. Yep, you managed to
I managed to hit something.
beat a bit, apparently. Somewhere near the bit that some kind of thinking, and the bit that moves it around.
Okay.
You can't
Then-
really tell exactly.
Cool.
That was a bit of a shocker because for Pavel, because this arrow suddenly went.
Just like a frink.
So I've got damage piercing. So with my attack bonus, what do I roll?
you roll a 1d8
Yeah, D8 plus
for
your...
a longbow.
Yeah, D8 plus your dex. Or strength, depending on which one you're using.
Used.
So 7 damage. Oh, do I have proficiency or not?
Not for damage
No,
rolls, usually, I think.
No, you don't add. You only add proficiency for the attack, not for the damage.
And I've just got normal arrows, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh no.
And oh yes, and the bugbear. Yeah, he still hasn't fallen over yet, has he? Yeah, he does object slightly to this pointy thing falling, but the nearest is right next to him. He takes the club down, and so basically the butt end comes kind of towards Pavel's like chin area.
Hmm. How is a 14?
And you somehow managed to sidestep.
Just
What the fuck?
They don't call me the stone rat for nothing.
You lucky bleeder. And Gunnar,
Make the save. Make the save.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Make it save.
Ah! Oh, it cocked. 14.
Yay.
Yay! I
Fuck that.
survived.
yeah, you are now stable. You're still unconscious. You still can't do anything, and I think you're gonna.
But at least I'm not gonna die right now.
You're not gonna
Not
die
right
right
now.
now. Not while Pavel's keeping out of the way of actually giving you of this
A club to the face again.
giving you the old coup de grace.
Pavel is doing the dance
So
of death right
Pavel,
now.
Pavel is being a selfless hero in your life. Honest.
Bullshit.
Okay, Pavel. You just stepped out of the way again. I'm assuming you want to shank him, don't you?
Yes. How is a 13?
He manages to your more kind of your rapier from entering his meaty parts again. He's going to get really peeved about that.
Yeah, I think Pavel's used a lot of energy in dodging. He just didn't have the oomph for it right then.
It's
Okay. Seth, would you kindly?
I'm gonna go for a headshot. I'm actually gonna call a shot and go for a headshot.
for a headshot. Right, you've got that. I'm sorry, you're going to have to roll with disadvantage for that.
Oh, you son of a. Okay. That's fine.
You've got Pavel dodging around in front of this thing.
Why didn't you go behind the fucker?
There's no one else here. If I move, he'll just turn with me.
Well, at least then I can shoot the back of his head instead of the front.
I
of it.
know, but then that cuts off my escape route.
Just shoot, goddammit.
I didn't hit. I rolled a 1.
You can't say it, you don't know what's going on.
I rolled a 1. So it's 6 with a natural 1. I shoot Pavel instead of. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Roll damage.
Well, he hits me. Don't get a defense roll against that.
5.
Yeah, you can. Okay, what's your attack bonus on your
1d8.
what's your attack bonus? Not the damage, the attack bonus.
I don't understand what you mean.
It'll be your dex plus proficiency plus any other thing to your attack.
Oh, just 5.
5. Okay, in which case, yes, but you've got your back to him, so I will allow Pavel defense on that, but with disadvantage.
Disadvantage as well. Sorry, Pavel.
Uh, 19.
Really?
Yeah, 15, 16.
Oh wow.
Oh, in which case, somehow you sidestep and the arrow flies past Bugbear's shoulder from the trajectory that if you hadn't just moved, you're somewhere in kind of the throat area.
When I said would you kindly, I didn't mean me.
I'm sorry. I tried to call it and it failed. One of those missteps.
And Mr. Bugbear is.
It's gonna hit you
You're,
again.
you're not. You're. I'm sorry, Pavel, but I thought your diplomacy skills would be higher. Would be better than this. Come on, this is not. You know, inter-species relationships are not going well here.
He attacked first.
You one-shot me.
He just wants. He just.
That was a pure threat.
All he's looking for is a tasty meal, and you're just getting in the way of lunch.
That's
so,
not me.
Yes, I am getting in. Yes, I'm getting in the way of lunch.
He is a little bit miffed, and he's only beginning to think that you're making him tired and even more hungry. A meal.
Well, fucking good.
So use his club to your face again. So you can, if you like.
Defense roll, yeah.
Dodge that motherfucker. Dodge
Uh,
it.
20, 16 plus 4.
Oh my god. Nobody can hit you.
Take hits. Again. Right. This is now one frustrated Bugbear.
And one
He's
fucking
really
exhausted Pavel.
You freaking. Ow. Oh.
I'm gonna run at it with my short swords drawn.
Please get within 5 feet.
The distance you are, that will.
I can move 30 for a turn.
If you 30 and then dash into him to get 60 feet, then I can sneak attack him. If you can get within 5 doing that.
What?
You just about be able to do it. You would be able to. Do you want to try and like push him over?
I want to kind of charge. So, think of.
I will allow you to do that, but it will be the dash action that you would use. For
Okay, cool. Let's do this. So, let's see if I can hit him first. Do I add anything on to the dice roll?
Add your strength. No, I would say that would be an athletics roll.
Oh, so no, I don't add anything. I got 15.
No, he sidesteps.
What? Oh, for fuck's sake!
But you're within 5 feet now.
You get no, literally, you get past it. You literally brush.
Can I not like have my sword out as I'm charging him?
How That gives advantage because in that case, you inadvertently use the help action at the same time. Did it?
Yay!
Means that Pavel has advantage attack, which is coming up next.
Yep.
Which means we can do sneak, which means we can do
Yes.
sneak attack.
Yes. Here we go. I'm rolling.
So turning this around, guys.
I'm still lying on the ground unconscious.
How is a 16?
16. Yeah, that pokes another hole in his meaty bits.
4.
Plus.
12, 15 points of damage.
Oh, damn.
Have you added your
Yep, that's with everything
D6
added on.
for your
Yeah, that's everything.
15?
Yep, 6 on the die, 6 on the other die, plus 3 dex.
Okay. And you are now behind the bugbear.
Yes, that's what I want to be.
Yes.
Within less than 30 feet. So within your turn you can get and close and you can stab him with your thing.
Yay!
So would you like to pointy thing in his meaty parts?
I'd like to put both of them in there, please. I get 2 short swords.
In which case, yeah, go ahead.
Do I need to roll 2 dice or just the 1?
You roll 2 attacks, but you don't add your proficiency bonus to the second.
Okay. First one. So one's 13 and one's 8. Because I can't hit.
One's 13 and
one's 8.
And one's 8 and kind of hit but penetrate, or whether you're like stabbing or slashing, it seems like his hide, at least on his back, is pretty tough.
Does finesse do anything?
That means you can use your dex.
It means you can use your dex rather than
Should be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's a bit tougher.
Got a bit too much on the back.
Yeah, it's probably the fur. It's probably to do with the thickness of the fur or whatever. So
I tried. I'm not a stabby dude, but I tried.
Let me show you how to be a stabby dude.
I'm a sit at long range, let everyone else get hit and shoot things.
Yes. Let stabby muck snake hips here show you how to do it.
That's what the ladies call me.
Yeah, I bet you like showing the ladies your weapon, don't you?
Only if they
It's
promise
like
to
an
polish
apron.
it.
Damn, sir. Honestly, I've never seen such things. Polishing your weapon in public. Yeah, as Pavel is about to prepare to poke another hole in this, has what passes for a brain must suddenly spark into life it realizes that actually getting poked with a pointy thing and not getting my meal, oh, sod this.
Is it trying to run away?
It turns and run off.
Attack of opportunity.
Which means anyone who's nearby, you.
That means
Make
everyone but me.
But Gunnar, because Gunnar is a really little bit poorly at the moment. So anyone within range of the now attempting to flee bugbear can make an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
Yep.
you can go first.
What is it? Yeah, 24. So yes.
Oh, so you get you get advantage because he's turned his back on you.
Okay, well, I won't bother rolling the other die because that's a hit, so I'm just going to take the sneak attack
maybe
damage.
you can roll a 20.
Okay. Okay. I did not. Just
Yeah,
going
you
to
never
take
know.
the sneak attack damage.
Got a 20.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for another 12.
Another 12. Okay.
I'll do my two stabs again. So I got 22. I'll get to roll that. Nope. And then the second one.
Do you get to use a second weapon on an opportunity attack? 'Cause I thought that the second hand attack used a bonus action.
No, you don't. So you can
Okay.
only use one for the opportunity. Thanks for pointing that out. A little, yes.
No, sorry,
yeah, so
that's 22.
you hit, so
I swear to ever-loving
One
God,
sec.
if you steal my kill.
With 10 damage, because I rolled a 10.
oh my god. Sword goes straight through, comes out, you coming out the other side.
Right.
Which is a short sword, so you've really pushed it in hard.
Yes, that's right.
Lets out a turns into a gurgle, and then from the angle that you're at, Pavel, you can suddenly see it vomit. Just
Ugh.
literally a fountain of blood, and then it just topples forward, and
On top of
You-
Seth?
can see it. It's sliding off his blade. Falls forward with a thud.
Kill
Yeah.
steal.
Oh.
Sorry.
Well, there you go, Seth. You actually did something meaningful in combat.
I'm not going to have to clean my blades for the next 5 hours. For God's sake.
Pavel takes it as he poked in so many holes that there was just like no more like constructive tissue holding the middle of the bugbear together. So
No,
as
no, seriously, it was like you literally pincushioned it. But the straw that literally broke the bugbear was that final stab in the back. Was overkill. Before Seth even rolled, they had 1 hit point left.
Ugh.
Oh.
Wow.
So I'm going to go over to Gunnar. And
Yes.
I'm gonna try and do a medicine check.
Pavel collapses onto his back and starts breathing heavily.
You can do a I'll let you do a medicine check.
I rolled a 15 with my bonuses.
15. Yeah. Oh, you need a bit of. Well, just by looking at him, you're going to need a bit of needle and thread.
Cool. I'll start
To
looking into my pack, getting some like needles and threads out and bits
Like,
of and those bits of what's it called, leaves as well. Start mushing them up.
You'll need. Yeah. Probably going to have. Well, he's almost certainly going to have scars on his face.
Don't worry, Guna, the ladies love a good scar. Not that I know,
No.
nothing ever hits me.
Sorry about.
I say to you, go on.
But tend to like smashed up teeth.
We'll get you wood ones. It's fine. We'll put wooden ones in there.
On the bright side, you can whistle without trying now.
So yeah,
I'm just lying there saying nothing while you're talking.
clearly he has no idea what you're saying because he's off with somewhere else.
Well-
So yeah, it's it would probably be a good idea to take him back to the camp. While you're moving him,
I'll
just
move
not
him.
cause in order not to cause any more damage, and probably resting as little movement as possible.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still unhindered by that kind of stuff, aren't I?
Don't worry, as little movement as possible is sort of Pavel's raison d'etre.
Basically, unless you want to could possibly construct a makeshift stretcher of some kind to carry him between the two of you.
What would you
Just
need
make
to
it
roll
slightly easier. Let me think. My God, the toll on the DM having to make shit up. I would say that would be a survival skill, actually.
Yay!
I would say that would be the kind of thing that you would, or even medicine, whichever one is higher.
They're both the same, so it's fine. I did 21, just on my own.
In which case, yeah, you managed to cobble together it wouldn't win any prizes.
Okay.
So, well,
for aesthetics or innovative design.
Does Pablo want to help with like the design bit?
while Seth is sort of stringing that up, can I just like inspect the bugbear for anything of any value?
Gonna do that after I've done that. Damn it.
Yes, but I got there first.
Damn
Yeah, you can. It's got
unlikely, but let's go have a look.
It's got a big club. It's got some very whiffy leather armor.
No.
Which won't fit you anyway. Got a skull of something.
No, that looks a bit dirty. I think I'll leave it.
Point out the skull. Are you going to point out the skull? Sorry, I should have asked that.
I'll go junk, like throwing it back so you can see things like junk. Ugh, nothing here. Waste of time.
Yeah, the skull looks possibly it's a mustelid of some kind. Probably a juvenile giant stoat.
Literally, as soon as I finish doing the thing, I will go over and pick up the skull and put it into my backpack.
It's an interesting. If you collect things like that, it's an interesting item. But apart from that, it's of no real value.
Thing for bones, do you?
and you find a couple of coppers.
Pavel wouldn't waste his time to pick up the coppers.
With teeth marks in them.
Pavel would not waste his time.
You're not entirely sure if the bugbear was entirely cognizant of what they were actually used for.
Yes, economy probably doesn't.
The one thing that bugbears that everyone knows about bugbears, even if they don't know what one really looks like, the one thing that everyone knows about bugbears is bugbears are really stupid.
Yeah, and they can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Yeah, they're really dumb.
I wouldn't say that, but they might.
He can't hear. He's almost dead.
If they get that hit in...
If.
It one-shot me.
If they get that hit in.
And I hate to tell you this, but I actually nerfed it. Seriously nerfed that first attack. Because if I'd followed the rules,
I would have died.
basically Gunnar's head would have exploded.
Yeah.
They do-
That's why you never make con your dump stat.
There's a ridiculous they do on the first attack if the target is surprised, they do a ridiculous amount of damage.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I'm not gonna have one of the PCs die in the first campaign character.
To the very first attack of the campaign.
Yeah, that's like... No! That ain't gonna happen! I might have you go down, but I'm not gonna have you die. The second session.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm not hiding. I'm just gonna hide.
Right, let's load this pathetic excuse for a fighter onto the stretcher and get him home before he bleeds out.
I presume you've done like a temporary patching job.
Yeah. I've also put ground up those leaves and put them on into a couple of the wounds.
They seem to be. Okay, so you make your way back to the. Right. As you're getting there, you can see the last members of the other small search parties. And you can tell from their and their expressions that they probably haven't found anything of any value at all. Let's put it this way: the atmosphere is
Despondent?
Despondent would be a very apt term for the general mood.
As we're arriving, we're just like, medic, medicine, someone, some patch.
And Lorraine, the fire dancers, comes running over and says, "Hey, give him to me."
He's all yours.
I will hide on the other side.
Gunnar, what did you? And carries it before they carry him. She turns to you and he goes, "What did you do to him?"
Well, okay, so there was this giant bugbear. It smashed Gunner in the face straight away, took him straight down. I stood there, and he was like, woof, woof, and I was dodging every single blow, shanking him with my rapier, constantly,
Yes, of course.
constantly.
Yes, absolutely. Go and tell your silly stories to someone else. I have to take care of poor Gunnar. And she is all over it. Oh, so.
And you hear a quiet mumble from Gunnar, black pudding.
Black pudding.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah. And comes over and he goes, what happened to poor old Gunnar?
As I was just saying to our tiefling friend there was a whacking great bugbear, smashed Gunner in the face, and, well, it didn't stand a chance against the old stone rat, of course, so I shanked the thing into oblivion.
And then I killed it.
Hey?
Yes, Seth technically did finish it, but I did most of the work.
Yeah, you
At
did.
that point, Seth's got out his sword and kind of cleaning off all the blood and stuff.
Sure, so I didn't realise it was possible to pickpocket someone to death. But there, oh right, actually found anything? The original reason why you went off.
Pendant. I think Gouda had in his pocket a pendant of some kind.
It was 3 stars on there.
What? Okay.
Yes, we reason to believe she might have gone in that direction, but of course, with Gouda's condition, we had to abandon our search and come back.
I don't want you to go. Right. I've got to get the rest of the Hornvale. We've actually got we've got to fulfill a contract. At least the bulk of us have. What I suggest is you chaps stay behind. At least Gunnar is safe to travel, because from the look of him, I don't think that's a good idea right now. And what I was thinking of is do more field inquiries. Because Pavel, mate, I know you're quite good at getting information out of people. Maybe you
Sorry,
could.
what sort of inquiries you cut out as you said that?
Sort of like more specific inquiries. Has anyone seen anything? Noticed anyone or anything suspicious over the past couple of days? It was like there was someone a bit iffy hanging around the place.
Okay.
I've got a feeling, something in my bones tells me that this was a no one randomly kidnaps a child.
Okay.
What about
So
that
I'm thinking
guy that
that,
we spoke to? He was talking about
are you going to mention Are you going to mention Medianos?
I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to say, what about that guy in the forest who was saying about the halfling that's been stealing stuff?
And what guy in the forest?
Well,
I wasn't really paying much attention to him. I was looking for
we
things.
sort of encountered an archfey of the summer court with a bit of a vendetta against some halfling thieves.
Not the keeper.
Quite possibly.
You've actually got to meet Medianos.
Charming fellow, lovely blink dogs.
apparently he is. Everyone who's met him says that for an archfey, he's actually very nice. Had the, I'm not entirely sure if it's an honour, but the honour. Yeah. Yes. Well, in your case, Pavel, you'd probably like it.
Pablo was being a
Yes.
bit undermined a little bit.
But if you, he is, the Brightwood is held in very high regard in the village. Almost worshipped as if he were a god. So having met him, that's a big deal. Might not be a big deal to you, but it is to the locals.
I shall remember that. I'm sure a lot of the local girls would love to hear that story.
What I would suggest, what I'd like you to do, it's entirely up to you whether you do or not, but good idea, is for the locals, like I said, seen anything out of the ordinary, anyone acting a bit suspicious, start at the... So the two best places would be the Running Goat, that's a tavern, and Big Pegasus. By the way, out of
Yes.
character, my games, the terms in tavern and alehouse all have distinct meanings.
Okay.
Okay.
In modern terms, an inn is a hotel.
Okay.
Is a restaurant or a cafe.
Okay.
Bar.
Sorry, was that a tavern's?
A tavern is the equivalent of a restaurant or a cafe bar.
Okay.
Okay.
House is a pub.
Right.
So the way it works is, if you go to an inn, you can expect and drink. You go to a tavern, you can expect food and drink, but they also might accommodation, but it would be quite limited.
Okay.
Normally, it would you'd just be able to get food and drink there. An ale house, however, the words wine and beer, mostly beer.
Okay.
Be able to get some food there, but you wouldn't expect it. And at best, it's probably going to be like snack type stuff and not proper meals.
Right, you are.
It annoys me in D&D is that they use the terms in. They hardly ever use the term alehouse, but they use the term tavern and inn interchangeably. Americans have mangled the English language and use the terms tavern and inn interchangeably.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't the same
Them
thing.
goddamn Yankees.
Yeah, they don't, and that's not what they mean. And like, this is a medieval society, and they would have made they would have made those kinds of distinctions. Yeah, the best place to start is the Running Goat and the Gilded Pegasus.
Okay, so the Running Goat was the inn, or the ale.
It was the tavern.
Running Up was the tavern, and the Gilded Pegasus was the inn.
Good thing. All right, I'm just arguing with my computer at the moment.
Basically, we want to finish at the one where we can sleep at night.
Yeah.
Literally, the village is basically 300 yards away.
Okay.
All right.
So we don't. Have to worry about that.
It's within walking distance.
All right.
Yeah, but not
so-
drunk walking distance. It needs to be 100 yards away for drunk walking distance. And even then, you're pushing it.
you see, that's where you need to learn from the master. Many a time, Pavel has had to make a drunken escape from a tavern.
While you're having this chat with Shard, Perrin, master, who also happens to be an elf. I don't know whether you're aware or not, but there's actually a wood elf settlement. Wood. I was wondering whether it would be a good idea to find out if they know anything about it. Not that I'm suggesting involved, but you never know, they might have seen something.
Possibly. I mean, the child was half elven.
Sort of like Shard looks at him and goes, that's an idea.
Do they hold the same disregard as most elves or half elves?
Oh, these elves here? Yeah, they're particularly isolationist. So if you do go and talk to them, let's say really good diplomatic skills and possibly the ability to speak Elvish.
Pavel has that.
I basically say to him in Elvish, okay, fine, we will try.
Like you get like
I say
je
in
bit
Elvish.
una bibliothèque.
You've got me there. In which case he looks at it and he goes, enough. Yeah, whatever. I'd suggest check out the village first. Feel that it would add anything, then yeah.
I also ask if he knows any halfling settlements around here.
Hub. No.
To the guy. Sorry, go on.
To show halfling, about a third of the population of Chariton is halfling. The of the halfling. You want to know halflings? Start off. You want to know anything about halflings and the local doings of local halflings? Talk to Verna Goodbarrel. She'll tell you everything there is to know, and more.
Poke Pablo in the ribs, going, "Yes, do that."
Miss Goodbarrel, noted.
I want to go and see Gunnar, see if he's ready yet.
He's right. So you're going to go and see Gunnar. Yep. He's currently in the capable hands of and Elleraine, the two tiefling fire dancers.
Lucky get.
I know, right?
Who's surprising? Since they do fire dancing, that they're actually quite good with the old and stuff.
So should we?
What?
They're quite good with medicine and stuff like that. Okay. They're actually quite competent healers.
Yeah. Should we?
He is there with basically his face is now masked, with bandages, and obviously he's had poultices put on them, which are being held in place. And there are holes for his eyes, holes for his nose, and holes for his mouth. Basically, he looks like a cheap-ass version of the Mummy.
Cool.
Should we do a short rest to let him roll a hit die? He's already got 9 hit points. And he rolls a d10, so he might be reason to get back on his feet.
With the fact that that no one had had breakfast, people are actually eating breakfast and slowly getting their shit together in order to.
Yeah,
like,
we'll
pull out.
wait around.
I will say during that you can have a short. We'll call that a short rest, and that time, if he'd like to roll he can regain consciousness.
I will do that.
Sorry about it. Like, sure.
4.
Right.
Is it?
So you have.
Is it plus constitution or without?
No, I don't think. No, it's just a straight roll.
Okay, I've got 4 hit points now.
Sod all. So don't get into any punch ups, mate.
Yeah, that's half my health.
Yeah, there's sort of like you feel quite nice. Your face feels strangely numb. There's a feeling like you're standing right next to an oven. It's not actually burning, but it's near something. There's a lot of heat.
Sorry.
I just think I'm gonna lay there and not do anything.
But you see, as you're coming along to check on him, because you checked him on earlier and he was still out of it, and as you come in to check on, and you're about to get shooed off once more, notice his eyelids flickering, and then he sort of like is. And let's say to begin with, it's a little bit blurry, your vision, and then it clears, and then ooh, that's nice. As is bending down to pick something up. Last thing you knew, there was about to hit you in the face. Next thing you know,
I'm lying in a bed.
You're lying in a bed. You've definitely got something on your face, or so literally something wrapped around your head. Very, like I said, very not, but noticeably hot.
Yeah.
Your mouth feels, and there's a definite taste of blood in your mouth. You go to put your tongue forward, think tells you instinctively, you go, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You can pretty much sum up in physically having to check, like touch anything. Yeah, I pretty much got splatted.
Yep.
I'm probably lucky to be alive.
Thank you, DM.
You're welcome. You are, let's say, you are feeling your current medical team may not agree with you, but let's put it this way: you are feeling well enough to at least and
Trying to go for a beer.
walk around.
Come on, Gunnar, old chap. It's barely a scratch.
Yeah, I can walk. No problem. A little bit on
Are
medications.
are you absolutely? Yeah, you do feel slightly lightheaded.
Well, he has lost some head, that's why.
Not, shall we say, not entirely. Not like being drunk, and not like being sick, lightheaded.
Yeah, and confused.
Let's say, slightly buzzy. Slightly euphoric feeling, but mild, not, hey man.
Yeah.
I'm just nice and mellow.
So like a, oh, this is lovely.
Let's put it this way: you have the feeling that if it wasn't there, your face would hurt a hell of a lot more than it does. The edge off it.
Yep.
Are you going to take a trip into the little wander into the village?
Yeah.
So as you set off, at the same time that you're setting off to the village, wagons, the Grand Gala, right, apart from your own, obviously,
Of course.
and they set off. Say, I will meet you, you know, at the very latest. I will expect to see you at the circuit, at the gala in Hornvale in 2 days' time.
Okay, so we have 2 days.
So that's the longest. So it's the longest period of time you've got is 2 days to investigate and get to Hornvale, which should take you half a day. Run into anything untoward. Also, managed to draw you a very crude as to the rough location of in the Brightwood.
Okay, so we roughly know where that is.
Roughly know where they are, but let's put it this way: it isn't a.
It's not the Ordnance Survey. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't rely on it.
Okay, chaps.
So, let's go after the pub. I think that you're going to go after the village. I think that's a good point. A comfort break.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yep. Nice.
I'm going to go get a beer.
So, a 15 minutes.
Okay.
That'll
A quarter to.
How long?
we'll say 15 minutes. So coming back at 1:45.
Cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Righty ho.
BRB. Anyone else back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, hey.
How's it going?
Good.
And I'm back.
Hi.
I'm actually really enjoying this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love a good D&D game.
But it kind of sucks being unconscious.
Yeah, getting
Yeah.
taken out by the first attack is like that combat
Yeah.
should not have been that hard.
Wow. I understand why it was that hard. I understand why it was that hard to basically go, yeah, you split up, didn't you, you faggots? Should have stayed together. Should have stayed together.
Yeah.
Dicks.
I confess it was a little bit like that. I was hoping that part of me was hoping that you would kind of decide to go down the. I didn't want to go down you to each go down an individual path because that would have been.
Even more of a backhand.
Well, Pavel would have been
But-
fine if he'd gone down the middle path, apparently.
Even Pavel on his own, don't think he would have. If you'd had those rolls, you might have just made it out of there without being, getting too badly injured. But I wouldn't have bet on it. Let's put it that way.
Pavel on his own would have run away.
No, fuck that shit.
You were on your own.
Yeah. Remember the option is. Option that you always have, and players always forget it. Is there's always the option of running the hell away.
Yep. Roll on level, what is it for rogues? Level 2, where I get cunning action, where I can move,
Disengage.
dash.
Yeah, you can disengage without. You can disengage as a bonus action. So
Yeah. Disengage, move, dash.
yeah, get the hell out of there. Number of times I've had players who've just kept going, and it's just been like, yeah. I learned when I first started, I would have all the there's fight to the death, and I thought, no, they wouldn't behave like that, would they? Wait a minute, this is hurting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now.
Pavel couldn't run in that situation though, because Gunnar would have just straight died.
I would have been eaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there was nothing personal. It's like the bugbear has got nothing against you personally. It's just that you were
Food.
you were meat. It's
Bugbears understand common?
Some of them do. They speak goblin.
Yeah.
Oh, you son of a. Okay.
They're goblinoids.
Oh, I forgot about that. Never mind. Damn it.
Who,
The one thing I did know about D&D, and I forgot about that. Damn it.
They are the one thing that they are known for is that they are incredibly stupid, and they are incredibly and smelly.
What was it before Smelly?
They're incredibly lazy.
Lazy, okay.
Basically, they have a tendency to bully goblins into doing stuff for them when there's and there will be a goblinoid horde, which is basically you have hobgoblins at the top, then kind of because they're good at hitting things, but they're dumb as a box of rocks. Goblins, and it's the goblins who do all the work. But if they can get away with it, basically bugbears will go around and basically bully the hell out of goblins.
Slaves? Lesser slaves? masters?
No, well, kind of. They will try and enslave them, but believe it or not, one thing goblins aren't, which people think they are, one thing that goblins aren't is stupid.
No, because they have to be intelligent for the people above them.
But goblins are actually quite bright. The reason they're so nimble and good at hiding and tricksy is to get out of the way of bugbears. That's how they learnt it.
That's how I
Bugbears aren't nice.
No.
Yeah.
But we kill them one at a time.
Yeah, they're.
So they can't hurt things.
Give us one of them at a time, and then let us come back in about 2 days, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah. I was thinking about two bugbears you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Really been a
Bugbears would be
TPK.
bad.
We'll be dead.
So yeah, I think I was fairly gentle with you on that one. Sorry about that.
Any experience for that fight, by the way?
We're doing milestone.
Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
Right. You get to level up when I say you get to level up, when you've done certain things which
Okay.
I know what they are.
Okay.
There's two reasons for that. One, it's less homework for me. And two, doesn't incentivize you to hit everything, to try and kill everything you meet. I could tell you a story about horses and D&D.
Murder hobos. Basically, you don't want us to be murder hobos.
Yeah, the worst case I've ever heard. I wasn't the DM on this, but a friend of mine was DMing this group, and they started off in the plains of somewhere or whatever. In order to get to the adventure, which was several hundred miles away, them to do was get horses, right, to ride there. Herds of wild horses on the plains. So what they're going to do is find the herd of horses, tame some horses, and then their adventures. Unfortunately, one of the players got access to the monster manual.
You never let your players see the monster manual.
And discovered the XP for horses. Are there? Oh, about 1,000 of them.
Oh, wow.
So they spent the entire game, which lasted for 2 sessions because he couldn't stand it any longer. He consisted of them pretty much annihilating these on this plane.
See, if I was DMing that, I'd have been like, after a few I don't know, a few dozen kills, I'd have something like the horse god, and just fuck them up.
Yeah, it has to be admitted that this was like his first or second game that he'd ever DM'd. No, they kind of bullied him into doing it, and it's like he didn't, and it was like in the end he virtually broke down. I started, I can't do that, I can't handle this. It was several years later that he told me the story, but it was like, yeah, do whatever. So from that, I learned to, do whatever you can to discourage that kind of behaviour, because it's just sort of, because it's not even an interesting story.
No.
It
No.
wasn't. I'm sure now. It's like nearly 20 years later. I'm sure I'm sure he could come up with, could have turned that into an interesting, made it into something interesting, like having the god of horses intervene and.
Yeah, I'd have had the horse
No.
god turn up, and
Kill the entire party.
I wouldn't have done that. Would have put a curse on them, which was like, you have this amount of time to do this thing for me and these horses,
Yes,
or
so-
you get turned into horses.
Yeah, you have
That
to
would be
serve.
awesome.
You have to serve a penance. You have to. This task of you have to redeem yourself by doing this, incredibly difficult. And there's your campaign. You've got to get you've got to get this item or whatever. Yeah. I mean, now I would be able to sort of resolve that. At the time, like I said, even I would have been like, oh my god, how the hell do I, salvage this complete and utter disaster?
It's
First
a
of
quite
all, you put your foot
unique
down.
situation.
First of all, you put your foot down and go, "You're all dead." Sorry, but you're all dead.
Rocks fall, everyone dies. We're in the open
I'm
field.
sorry.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
And then you see, then your spirit sees this big shadow in the background, going, "Now that was stupid, wasn't it? What was you asked to do?" And if
Here's
there's,
a
like,
here's a new
paladin or
character
priest-
sheet.
Sorry, if there's a paladin or a cleric, they basically have their gods having a fat off go at them.
You see
Oh,
a person
God.
in the mist with his hand in his forehead doing the face palm.
He's like, I have to explain this to the horse god, you realise. Monday's meeting is going to drag on for an extra 5 minutes because of this.
And basically have their gods tell them what they need to do, and the people who don't believe in a god have just a grand figure behind some darkness that they can't get to, and just creep the fuck out of them. Just make them feel like they're gonna,
I would have the ones that don't worship a god. I would have it being like somewhat like a mysterious figure, but they have the sense that it's like an ancestor. So it's a really disappointed grandmother.
Yeah.
When
That's harsh.
you've upset Granny.
or whichever family member a
Yeah.
part of their backstory is dead, or
Oh yes,
yeah,
like their innocent baby sister who, well, when I say baby, I mean younger sister, who they failed to save from and they're feeling horribly guilty about. Suddenly
Why
come
did you
back and
kill
say,
all the ponies?
And I thought you.
I
thought
love
you
those
was-
ponies.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's how you fuck over other people if they're being murder hobos.
But I didn't think right from the start. I pretty much knew that from this character creation and stuff, I could tell that you guys weren't going to be murder hobos because.
It's not fun.
It's too much effort for Pavel.
I think it's too much effort in general to do like 1,000 encounters in a day.
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I did that. My character's done that ages ago. Can't be asked that shit now.
Yeah, going around continuously killing things. It kind of gets boring after a while. Anyway, shall we
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
shall we carry on?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, as we go into the village, I wanted to do a perception check to see if there was any kind of people looking at sad in any way.
There are, because they notice there are people who are out and about in the village. and obviously the one of the search parties obviously at least searching and obviously must have spoken to people, so they've heard, you get the impression that they've heard the news and they are looking at you with concern, shall we say. They're sad in a generic sense, if you understand what I mean, is they're feeling sympathy towards you. So that you're part of, you're part of the troop, and therefore you would be feeling, and naturally that you would be feeling loss. So you even get sort of like, a few nods and a very quiet, oh, sorry to hear about the news, and things like that. So it's like.
But I'm guessing it's not patronising in the way.
Oh no, it's not. It's very. So for everyone you encounter, it's who has obviously heard the news. There's some people you can see they probably haven't, and they don't really pay you much attention at all. But the ones who do, it's genuinely, it's a sincere, like, condolences to you. It's sympathy, and what you're getting is a sense of sympathy and friendship. It's a sense the previous night, because you did, right, Marathon is basically the last show before the locals have a and it's been the case for as long as Maximillian's Gala has been in existence. That's the show. That show has always happened. So there's a lot of affection. Who grew up seeing the show every year. There's a lot of goodwill towards you.
Okay.
Gunnar, several of the people who know Gunnar, they even despite the bandages, they know it's Gunnar because they recognise his staff.
Yep.
They come over. Oh, are you? Are you all right?
I'm fine. Nothing to worry about.
Anything? Oh, where? Just ask and.
Nah, I'm fine. Don't worry.
Does Pavel notice anyone with a particularly heavy purse coming over to speak to Gunnar?
Let's put it this way. This is a village primarily of common folk.
Pavel basically turns off his senses, like there's nothing of value here.
Well, there might be the occasional value, but look at these people. The best you're gonna get is mostly coppers and silvers.
Yeah, that's living money. Pavel only steals from people who can afford to be stolen from.
Yeah, these are. They're just everyday ordinary people.
Okay. Are there any particularly good-looking people who come over to comfort Gunnar?
You son of a...
There are a couple of there are a couple of rather pretty. The look of them, they're sisters. In fact, Gunnar recognises them, and he can remember basically when their mother first bought them. They were little just above being toddlers.
Pavel is going to roll persuasion.
I'm going to try and cock block you.
Pavel rolls 22 for no, sorry, no, that's the wrong skill. Pavel rolls 20 for persuasion. So Pavel's going to be like, yes, brave, brave Gunnar. Did you know that he took a bugbear's club to the face, but did not fall to meet his maker? Valiantly I stood in the way with my rapier. Parry, parry, stab, stab, holding the bugbear back so that our brave Zephyrus, my friend Zephyrus here, could come forth for the killing blow. So we can save good Gunnar. Yes, it was an incredible fight. I really, we together, we
how
as a
did
group
you do it?
saved Gunnar's
So
life.
that's what happened.
Yes,
Wow.
Gunnar was so unconscious he couldn't even perceive it. It really was myself and Zephyrus. It really was our doing that
sorry.
saved Gunnar here.
I'm sorry. You didn't do that much. You stabbed him and made him look like a pincushion. That's about it.
Uh,
There was like wide-eyed and like signs of Pavel being checked out, and then because you kind of poured cold water on it.
yeah, hang on. Let's see. He gives me disadvantage. I'll see what else I would have rolled. Oh yeah, that's a low roll. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There were two of them. You idiot. There were two of them. I was setting us up.
They're too young.
Let's put it this way: there.
Also, remember what we got into
The oldest one is probably about 14.
Oh,
Which-
why did you say?
Yeah, they're too young.
Which is no 14. No, you would consider to be an adult.
It's like,
You
that's
could-
half
you start-
Pavel's age.
You'd start your apprenticeships in. So getting married. So a 14-year-old getting married was not considered or
Weird.
anything like that or weird. However, her sister was about 12. And even that would be considered, even then, that would be considered a bit,
All right.
Yeah.
yeah. Even a 14-year-old, the age difference, 28 and 14,
That's
unless you were really wealthy,
Pavel
Good.
has been really wealthy briefly.
unless you were in,
But not anymore.
not wealthy, but if you were a noble, because nobles can get away with anything, and you were a good match.
Okay,
Alright.
Pavel's never been a good match for
to do-
anybody.
it's to do with because marriages is to do with status. They're not to do with love.
I wasn't thinking about marriage.
Yeah, no,
You're
but that's
thinking
how.
about getting-
But that house, yeah, to get laid and stuff, and you wouldn't do that to a young lady. Like they were professional people for that kind of thing. Ooh, the
Yeah,
young
but Pavel
lady.
Pavel likes to make the skill roll
you
for
not
it,
get-
though.
I like to roll dice.
Seriously, I think you're going to be the sleazy version of a murder hobo, which is you not going around murdering people, but you're basically going to go and get yourself in deep shit.
Pavel
It's
has lived his entire life in deep shit.
It's why
Trying to get off,
it's why
trying to
Seth's round
cop off with anyone who looks vaguely attractive.
It's why Seth's here, just to pour that cold water around on everyone.
Yeah, he's just gonna-
Sorry.
There is a time and a place for cock blocking.
Yeah. and this was the time. And
This was a time because Pavel wasn't completely recognition of their age. Anyway, so that's happened.
So, where
The
are you going to
hint
go?
was that that I'm being bad. That someone recognised them. That's the hint, because they can't be that old if someone recognises them.
Yeah, but I'm like very old for even
Yeah, Goon is old.
this time.
How old are you, just out of interest?
I've written 55.
Ah,
He's 55.
okay. Right, yeah, so you're slightly older than I am.
Yeah, and I would have probably joined the Gala at about maybe 20, I think.
That would have been acres of time.
Yeah.
So he would have been, because it was when Gustav's father was still in charge, was still running it. Been in his early teens,
Yeah.
and Gustav is now. I won't look at bits. He's 4.
Oh yeah, because
43,
they're
44.
years.
I think.
Yeah.
No, Gustav is human. So
Oh, sorry, human. Yeah, my bad.
he's about 44 years old. So in
Yeah.
his 20s,
Yeah, probably 20s.
mid to late 20s.
So I've been
Yeah.
here for a long time.
Yeah, he can remember when these girls' mother was.
Oh wow, yeah.
Okay. So, which was the inn and which was so the goat one was the tavern,
The
right?
running goat
Yeah.
was the tavern.
Okay, we should start there. I'm also thirsty. That has nothing to do with my choice, but it's a benefit.
As long as we can get back in some way, then I am fine. But I just rather get this done and go back.
Let's get some information. Let's go to the running goat.
So, the running goat. Places where you immediately feel comfortable and at home. Even if you've never been there in your life before. And is one of those places. The air is fragrant with the aroma of delicious foods and fine ales, while the air buzzes with the murmur of jovial conversation among the patrons. The decor could be considered somewhat shabby, but everything is clean and well scrubbed, and the place is bustling with activity. Berta, a female halfling by the name of Verna Goodbarrel, comes rushing over. Here's what can I buy? Oh my lords! Verna? What has happened to you? With that news I heard, is it?
I was out looking, of course, but then I got a club to my face apparently.
Why? Oh, you sit down here. Here, Myrtle, get a tankard, 3 tankards of St. Tibbs ale and some of that
Thank you very
roast
much,
pork
my
belly.
dear. Thank you very much. You're most generous. Miss Goodbarrel, did I catch your name correctly there?
You can call me Verna.
Verna, yes. Pavel, very nice to meet you. I'm an associate of Guda's at the troop there. I'm sort of his assistant on the wagons, as it were. Yes. I would tell you the story of how this happened, but it's quite a gruesome tale, I'm afraid. I'd like to ask something, if I may, regarding halflings. Not to put too fine a point on it. It is sort of somewhat to do with the trouble we are in at the moment in the troop.
Yeah, if I can answer the question, I mean, I heard what happened, and that's absolutely awful. Oh, poor old Ellen, and
Yes.
they
Oh,
must
yes.
be in a
So
right
tragic.
state.
So tragic. It is. It is heartrending for the entire troop and all the ancillary staff, such as ourselves, of course. We just there's just something to ask. We have reason to believe that a a thief of the halfling race was somewhat involved. Not directly, we're not sure yet, but somewhat involved in these events. We're just trying to ascertain some information. And you seem to be a woman of the people in this village. You may know some interesting names. If we could enlighten you some information.
Oh, let me think. Oh, now you come to mention it, a night or two ago, might have been 2 nights ago, I thought it was last night. Halfling chap. I didn't recognise him, so I don't think he's a local. Rather improper suggestions to a couple of my girls.
Oh, the fiend! The men who do that, I must admit, are my absolutely least favourite individuals. They must respect a young lady's privacy and her right to say no.
Gunnar kind of smiles.
This, this,
What they? He sounded like his accent. He sounded like he came more from over Hornvale way. But yeah, he was about him. But he seemed very shifty.
Very shifty. Do you happen to notice anything about his person, sort of long and metallic? Possibly a package wrapped, something he was concealing.
Like I say, he wasn't. Well, I suppose he was there for about. They had a small meal. I think he had a poached egg or something. Not very much. Then he went off. I think he might have gone to the inn. I think he might have been. Well, if he wasn't alone, he might have been staying there. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Miss Goodbarrow.
That's all I can think of at the moment.
It's any information is an excellent piece of help. Thank you very much. This might very well lead to a breakthrough in our investigations. I thank you. I thank you kindly.
You're very. I hope you don't mind, my dear. She's obviously addressing this to Gunnar, but I've got business to be getting on with, and it's a little bit busy at the moment, so I can't really stay and chat. But take care of yourself, and when you say you give them my love, all right?
I will most certainly do that.
And by the way, it's on house.
Oh, many thanks.
Thank you kindly, Miss Goodbarrow.
Denko.
So you get a free.
Free beer.
Free beer, best beer.
And St Tibbs Ale, which is a seasonal beer, it's only festival of St Tibbs. Absolutely excellent. Technically, it would be somewhere between. I don't know if you know English beer styles. It would be somewhere between a old ale and barley wine. So it's around.
I have no idea.
An old ale and a barley wine. So it's somewhere around 7%.
Okay, reasonably strong stuff then.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful.
Yes.
Let's put it this way: one tankard of you don't want more than 2 tankards of this. I'm falling over water.
So okay.
I will take 1 tankard,
Yes,
but I will basically ask if I can keep the tankard. So I won't actually drink the whole tankard. I'll take it to the next one.
They do ask. They do ask for. If you want to keep the tankard, you have to pay 10 copper.
Cool,
for
I'll
it.
do that.
Pavel is going to be finishing it here.
And the combination with the braised pork belly and perfect combination.
It's
It
going
really
to
is.
get some health
Let's-
back for that.
Give him yeah, give him I'll give you a couple of hit points back.
But how many?
I'll give you 2 hit points back for the
Yeah.
eat the whole. If you eat the pork and drink the ale, it's like a big town like Cornvale, or especially Silver Lake. This kind of food, you would be paying a serious amount of money for it. Really, really good.
The best as always.
Yes. Yes, I can see why you stayed the troops so long. This is good service, Gunnar.
Yeah.
The running goat in Chariton is a hidden gem.
Wonderful.
The hipsters will discover it and then they'll fuck everything up.
Yes.
Fuck.
Next thing you know, there's a Starbucks next to it, and then the owners have sold it to some young up-and-comer who ruins it by he puts like a bistro in, and
and they'll describe everything as artisanal.
next thing you know, it's a franchise place, like a
You know what?
Sizzler.
Out completely off the topic of the game, but I actually heard someone and I couldn't believe it. I think it was on Twitter. They complained about paying 40 quid for some fucking artisanal hot dog. What?
Why the fuck would you pay it?
Why would you tweet that? You've just proved that you're a twat because you paid 40 quid for a fucking hot dog.
That's what Twitter is, though. Twitter is the social media that people use to prove that they are idiots.
Don't complain about paying 40 quid for a fucking hot dog when you've paid 40 quid for a fucking hot dog. If you've got any
dear.
sense, when someone says, how much is that, when you ask how much is a hot dog, and they say 40 quid, you go, fuck off.
Does the rest of the pig come with it?
Yeah, it's like, what, was the pig made out of fucking gold?
No, it was made from pig.
No.
Right. Dear.
It's like they've got this whole thing of gold covered food now.
What?
They've like gold covered burgers and gold covered chicken wings and crap like this. And it's like, because you can eat gold, you can get like food grade gold leaf. Do you know how much that cost to cover a chicken, like a chicken wing? How much it actually costs in edible gold leaf?
I have no idea.
It would cost about £1.50. Really thin.
£1.50 per chicken wing. You're having a friggin' laugh.
And they're charging. I think it's in America, so £1.50 in American terms. That would be what?
Nearly $2.
Yeah.
Yeah, about $2, and they're charging something like $100 per chicken wing. Chicken wing.
I wouldn't even pay the bloody $2 a chicken wing.
You're dumb enough to buy that shit. Then good on you. They've conned you into paying that money for something that's really not worth it. If you're dumb enough to pay those prices, then yay.
God, people are idiots, especially on Twitter.
Yep, there are some really dumb people, but The great thing about it is, if you want to make money, is find the dumb people who've got lots of money.
That is Pavel's raison d'etre. Speaking of which, I think
Anyway,
speaking of golden things, I think lads, we should head to this gilded Pegasus Inn.
What, so you can acquire some things that are not of your own?
No, that's where she said the halfling thief was possibly staying.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go with that.
Okay, so you make your way to the Pegasus, and along the way you meet more people who earn for poor old Gunnar, and also express their sympathy for the that's happened. And you eventually arrive at the inn.
Walk up to the desk, like, is there someone there?
They don't have desks. Doesn't have a desk.
Oh,
Hotel.
okay.
Right.
Walk up to the person who's in charge.
It's kind of place that seems to be trying a little too hard for the location it's in. So everything seems to be placed just a little too precisely, and it's clean to the point where you start to become afraid of actually touching anything.
Okay.
Walk into.
Oh, bro, I'm walking straight back out then.
You walk in the public, which is basically the public bar, and there is a human barkeep behind the bar, and there are a few scattered patrons about the place. It's not very busy, and they kind of give you non-committal, interested glances. And the barkeep says, "Good day. How can I help you?"
Right, I'm gonna attempt a deception roll. Ooh, 18. I'm gonna try this. Sorry, what's the name of the empire we're in, or the kingdom we're in? Sorry.
The kingdom is Ostaria. The king's name. The king is His Majesty King Harkon the Fourth.
Harkon the Fourth. Good day, sir. I am here investigating a matter on behalf of King Harkon the Fourth as part of the Astaria investigation services. May I have your cooperation?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
We have reason to believe that a halfling of and I quote the description that Miss Goodbarrel gave to me because I can't remember off the top of my head. Was staying at this inn. We'd like to ascertain the truth of that information, please.
A couple of nights ago, there was a halfling was in here in the bar. I think he took a room, but very shifty.
Yes, that might be the man we're looking for. Is there any information you could tell us, such as is he still at the inn?
I don't think, no. As far as I know, he didn't take. Like I said, I don't think he took a room.
Yes. Did you happen to see in what manner he left? Sort of which direction, or?
No, I can't. Well, I was quite busy. So I was doing other things.
Well, if this...
I did notice. Let him answer the question. Let him answer. Did notice that he was having quite a long and animated conversation with Funkin' Knuckle, the
Funkin'
gnome
Knuckle. Thank you. Yes. Continue.
the gnome jeweler.
Jeweler. Yes.
They probably be along in a little bit later if you want to wait, or if you actually see their workshops just down the street there. Points out of the window and points down a side street.
Yes, that's very nice information, Margaret. So you have been... your information has been very enlightening to our investigation. Thank you very much, and of course for the glory of the Astorian Empire.
Yeah, right. Oh, and he does this half-assed salute
I walk back over to Lasgo.
and just about manages not to poke himself in the eye as he's doing it.
I walk back over to Lasgo. Right. Apparently he was talking to some jeweler who works down the street. We could either wait for them or we could go and check it out.
Well, what would be the best in a generic term? Because I'm guessing you didn't get told as being yourself. Because who would trust you as far as they could throw you?
This is how I've gotten by in my life, Cepharius. Now...
What, not accepting the cold hard truth?
Oh, I accept the cold hard truth that the world is not fair, so why should I be?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, we could either wait here, or go to check this jeweler out. Waiting here, it's a bit public, don't you think? Maybe see if we can get him in private.
Might be better. I mean, Gunnar depends if he wants to come with us. I'm more worried about his current health, let's say.
He's getting better.
Let's put it this way. With the St. Tibbs Ale, along with the poultices,
I'm fine, actually.
Gunnar is feeling fine. He's feeling really good right now.
Cool. I got
Gunnar's happy enough.
2/3 of my health, so I'm fine.
2/3 better than no thirds.
And let's put it this way. You know that buzz?
Yay!
You are feeling nice and
magical tonight.
mellow, and you can cope with just about anything right now.
Wonderful.
The physical and emotional pain might hit you like I don't know, club in the face a bit later on, but right now you're feeling great.
Yes, let's
So I can
capitalize.
totally go.
It's like, yeah, you can go. In fact, you could walk over the Iberian Mountains right now if you wanted to. At least that's the way you feel.
Well, we follow Gunnar if he's going.
And I'm going.
Yes, let's go and check this guy out.
You spot his jeweler's workshop because there's a wooden sign outside, which is kind of diamond shaped. That it might be a jeweler's. Enter. It's a workshop. So there are various items in 20 cases of items of jewellery and objets d'art, shall we say, like little silver animals and things like this. There's this little gnome sitting at a workbench with one of those, eyeglasses in one eye. Bell tinkles on the door as you open it. Of his eye on you.
I will be the last person in, and I will. If there's a lock on the door, I will just turn it.
He says, "Yes, how can I help you?"
Does he recognize Guna?
Like, looks, because that's like his generic. Can I help you? Then he says, "Is that you, Gunnar?" It's you.
Who?
Gunnar,
Cut off a bit. So
what has happened to you?
I've got in some trouble, but I'm fine now. Don't worry.
How can I help you?
Yes, my good man. I'm going to make a persuasion roll. Ooh, a 26. Oh, sorry, no, I did the wrong skill again. 24. Hello, my good man. I'd just like to make an inquiry, somewhat tangentially related to troop business. Have you had any dealings with any shifty-looking halflings recently?
Yeah, about 2 nights ago.
We,
Gilded Pegasus.
Yes. Could we
Yeah.
get some details of that particular business dealings?
Well, he asked me if I could resize the ring, which is, standard kind of thing, if it's just a ring. But the one he had, magical ring. So I said no, because that's really bloody dangerous.
Yes.
You're working away on it. What happens? You make the wrong move. Face full of raw magic, which could do anything. And I mean, the anti-magic goggles and gauntlets that when you're only going to see a magical ring, every couple of decades? No, it's not worth the money. You might be able to find somewhere. Anyway, he sounded like he came from Hornvale. I'm sure there are jewelers in Hornvale that deal with that magical rubbish.
Yes.
So yeah, that was it really. This magical ring. If you want to know what kind of ring it was, I mean, I can't tell you exactly, but you kind of know from the design and that. I think it had something to do with like teleportation
Interesting.
or like portals or stuff like. Anyway, he seemed like the kind of person that would want to, get out of places pretty damn quickly.
Yes.
If you get my, I get that kind of feeling.
Yes.
He is gesturing with his hands a great deal. In fact, it seems he's gesturing with his hands excessively to Pavel. He realised what he's doing.
He's making a thieves' cant gesture.
Using thieves' cant sign language.
Right. Okay. So what's he saying with thieves' cant?
What he's saying is, because it's shorthand, it's very, very clear.
Yes.
It's basically, it was almost certainly a second story man.
Right.
In other words, he's a burglar.
Okay.
See,
yep.
he's burgling and he's a burglar and a pickpocket.
Right.
if he's in anything, or you want to find out who he is, basically a dwarf.
Sorry.
Sorry?
What?
What I heard was
If you want to find out who this guy is, ask Gareth the dwarf.
Dareth the dwarf. I make a mental note of that.
Ooh. Ooh. Yay.
What?
This has been a most enlightening conversation, my good man. Thank you very much.
He says as you go out, again, as he continues gesturing, and to you, Pavel, he sort of like says the usual goodbyes, and
Yes.
if you see anything, and he basically says, you've got anything worth fencing, I'll give you a better price than you'll get in Hornvale.
I note this location. So once we're outside, I'm like, Dareth the dwarf, Guna. That name ring any bells?
And then when but then
does
you no, to you that doesn't mean anything. Not immediately, anyway.
Yeah, no, not at all.
As you're going past again, you look up at the Pavel, you look up at the jeweler sign,
A
and
symbol.
you notice that at the bottom there's a little symbol that is carved, and you're thinking, oh my god, it's basically the Thieves' Cant sign for fence.
Yes. Make a little note of this place. So, what is the name of this village? Sorry, I've forgotten.
Chariton.
Chariton, right. So I was confusing Chariton and Hornvale. So we're in Chariton now. Okay, got you. Right, okay. What's the time of day?
Now it would be mid-afternoon-ish.
Mid-afternoon, okay.
By now. Afternoon, getting towards late afternoon.
Okay, so we're talking like 4 o'clock probably.
Yeah, and the time of year it is, the sun will probably start going down around about half past 7 to 7:15.
Okay. So, a dwarf. Where would we find a dwarf, chaps?
Blacksmith?
They're not all blacksmiths.
Just guessing.
Is there a mine round here?
I mean, we could start at the blacksmiths. Take that off the list, but I'm just saying that why can't there be a dwarven? I don't know. What else do dwarves do?
Could be a dwarven bard if they really wanted to.
Oh no, the beard muffles the voice. You never trust a dwarven bard. So.
Yeah, okay. Sorry guys, but I've just got to step away temporarily, but carry on role playing. Carry on having the conversation.
Well, I mean, they could play musical instruments, but, not sing, really.
Well, that's part of the fun of being a bard, isn't it? Showing off your voice and your talents.
I never really liked it, so...
Have you heard dwarven instruments?
I lived with them for a couple of years, so yeah.
I mean, that's like, up here on the surface we have woodwind. Down there they have stone wind. Have you heard of a stone instrument? Just sounds all gravelly.
You can get to love some of it sometimes.
Yes. I suppose. Enough of anything can make you appreciative. Anyone in this town that would know dwarves, Guna?
Ooh.
You can't answer that because he's not.
Yeah, I'm back. What do you want to know?
Do I know anyone here who could tell us where this dwarf is?
And from the context of what Mr. Fonkin or Ms. or Miss, because gender is a bit odd with gnomes. You could. It sounded that more that Dareth the dwarf and Vale.
Right.
He said he comes. Halfling came from Hornvale. If you want to find out who he is, story guy, the context would tell you dwarf is something to do with if there's a thieves guild,
Right.
Hornvale, he has something to do with them.
Mm.
He
Chaps,
might be either a fellow fence or he might be like a information broker or something like that.
Right. Okay. Chaps, I'm starting to think that the trail of this halfling might have gone a little cold in this particular burg. Might be time to look at our other tasks.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm presuming that you're going to return to the campsite.
Of course.
Are you going about the wood elves? Are you going to do anything with them, or
We'll
are
go
you not
the
going to
next
bother?
day once everyone's sobered up because I don't want to go there when half cut people.
I would say that the crude map. There was an approximate distance on it, and rough estimate would, it will. The sun will be going down by the time you reach there.
Okay.
And turning up in the dark with
is a no-go.
That's just not proper.
Well, one, it's not proper, and two, from what you've picked up about these particular wood elves, might not be the best idea. So the rest and then setting off, fairly early in the morning.
Mm.
I think that's what we might have to do.
Get there, come back, and then you'd probably be able to get to Vale by like sundown.
Okay, so we just make it.
No, like I said, you've still got a day out. You would still have a day after that. So you could, if you wanted it, you could actually go and have some more nice food and beer at the Run and Go if you wanted to. But
way through.
Oh no, I'm going back to the campsite.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
Camp down.
I want to keep my head.
Like I said, it's a little while until actual sundown, so you've got enough time to like a bit of a supper and
I'm gonna go hunting then.
and just basically chillax.
Pavel's going to go
whatever
back to the tavern
Yeah.
as the sun goes down. He's just going to put himself in a dark corner and just see if anything interesting comes through the door.
And I think Gunnar would just go back to the camp because of his face.
Yeah, he's just feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it this way. Poultices are starting to wear off.
Yeah. So he's not feeling
good.
so good anymore.
Yeah, he's not feeling that great. Let's put it this way: the less desirable effects of the ale are beginning to kick in. So yeah. Hey, Pavel, you do notice about Cheriton having its fair share of very pretty either seem to be a little bit too young or be attached.
Attachments are such interesting things, aren't they?
They are not all, shall we say, they're not all averse to a little bit of gentle flirtation. Make it fairly obvious. And I'm sure he's sharp enough to get it that that's all it is. That's as far as you're going to get. A little bit of gentle flirtation and a little bit of mildly sprinkled conversation. You're not going to get any further.
Well, what's the fucking point then? Pavel goes back to camp. It's like, there's nothing here for me. I'm not going to waste my time.
What
I'm gonna hunt just before I go back to camp. I'm basically gonna look for a deer.
Give me a survival roll.
I get advantage because it's forest.
Absolutely.
Natural 20.
Nice.
So,
yep. In a clearing, you find in a clearing a roe deer. Not huge, just roe deer buck. Just quite oblivious to you. And you get shot through the side. Bam! You've got it right in the heart.
So it's clean and.
That's not the way. That's not the way arrows work. So what it does is it gets hit by the arrow, and it goes.
Sorry.
It goes running off, but you can see where it's. You can see its trail.
Oh, okay.
It's not
Not just a
gone. It's
straight
just
kill.
it's just gone in a pan. Now, hunting with arrows go straight down. Ever. It's not how it works. They bleed out. The reason you go for a heart shot, the only time which you can't with an arrow, you can't get them in the brain. The reason you go for the heart shot is because they bleed out within about 15 minutes. Slows them down in less than 5.
So I'll
So
follow.
literally within so all you do, and you can see, and there's a trail of blood. You just follow the trail of blood. There it is, lying there, and as you catch up to it, it is literally last breath as you get to it.
So it's just about to die, isn't it? Naturally.
Well, natural causes. There's a hole which blood is coming out of.
As natural as possible.
Natural, it's dying. As a natural consequence of having something pointing stuck through it.
I will. I'll basically put it out of his suffering.
By basically carotid artery, just slicing the carotid artery.
Yeah.
That releases enough blood and also the shock of that will just put it unconscious. It's virtually painless, actually. That would just be said. Then you paunch it, I'm assuming, and joint it.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah,
okay, I'll do it there. I won't take it back and do it. I was going to say I'll take it back and do it, but then there's people sitting there.
Yeah, you would. It would be standard to paunch it is to take out all its guts.
Yeah.
Remove the all the innards and all the nasty bits. There. Scavengers will come along and eat them. And then because jointing it will makes it easier to carry, because carrying an entire roe deer, which are fairly small, for one person, it's still a lot of work. Even so, you would leave for one man, and you're fairly strong. Get 2/3 of the edible part of the animal, and you just have to leave basically you take all 4 legs, I should use the proper terms, head and and then leave the rest.
Yeah, that's fine.
About want to eat it, actually you can eat it straight away, but you'd be better to hang it.
Yeah, I was gonna
for at least a couple of weeks. You put it on the wagon, you can hang it on the wagon. For the 3 of you, you've got at least a week and a half's food there.
Nice. Eat up, boys.
As I see Seth dragging back, I'm like, "Ah, my dear friend, you've brought us
Oh God, no!" I think it's a damn good thing that Gunnar's gone to sleep. He's suffered enough as it is.
Well, I just kind of roll my eyes as you say that. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. Right. Okay.
Okay. Let's say that
I basically hang it up and then go sort myself out and sleep because
yes, same here.
That's been a long day.
Because I don't help hang it up, I just sort myself out and go to sleep.
Okay. So you So you've all gone to. So you've all slept after Masterful Investigators, and tomorrow morning off to speak to the. And I think an appropriate place to close the story.
Yes.
Which brought it to a nice little. Which brought it to a nice little
Yes.
conclusion.
It's always nice to have a little long
And-
rest.
Yay, I'm up
When-
to full.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the next episode of the next session, everyone will be on full hit points and all bushy-tailed, hopefully.
Yes.
Yay,
you
9
know.
hit points.
And just go and have a nice, quiet, pleasant conversation with some nice, friendly wood elves. And
It will be
that's
very
no-
pleasant.
and nothing nasty or untoward will happen at all.
There's no magic wood elf crap they're gonna do.
It's not.
Of
And
course.
like I said, they won't be the least bit hostile or anything like that. So you'll
Of
be
course.
fine.
Pavel's never met wood elves before. What do the wood elf women look like?
Too tall for you, mate.
Okay. Little thing about elves. Not an elf, and you saw a wood elf next to each other naked to tell the difference between them. You can tell by the way they dress because they have different styles of dress and how they do their hair. That's how you can tell. But a wood elf dressed like a high elf, you would think it was a high elf. If you saw a high elf dressed like a wood elf, you would think it was a wood elf. But an elf would be able to tell the difference between the two.
Okay.
So if you've seen you've seen what Ellen looks like. Ellen is stunningly beautiful. She's probably quite average by in standards, but by human standards, she's like 12 3/4 on a scale that goes from 1 to 10. He turns heads. Yeah, they're gorgeous.
But that's most of elves in any kind of fantasy. They're always kind of that much more.
Yeah, they're disgustingly good looking.
Yep.
Yeah, and Pavel can try if he likes.
Pavel Pavel has +5 to persuasion.
You've got an inherent. Let's put it this way: he's got an inherent disadvantage with wood elves. Elf.
Would be like the Hobbit, where the dwarf manages to convince a wood elf. That's what, from what I can guess.
Yeah, it's high elf would have a disadvantage with a wood elf.
Everyone
would
has
have more of a
disadvantage against the wood elf.
But yeah, pretty much. If you're trying to cop off with a wood elf, unless they're genuinely interested, you know.
Pavel has a plan.
I have the
Wait
feeling
to find
Pavel
out what it is.
always has a plan.
Pavel's personality trait is don't care about risk and never tell him the odds.
So, what was the odds of us winning that owlbear?
What else?
Oh,
The
bugbear.
odds were 1 in a million, but that means she'll make it.
Oh, it was a certain thing.
What the bugbear?
Sorry, yeah, the bugbear. My bad.
What was the?
odds.
was. Well, you want to know the genuine odds? It was about 60% in your favour.
Still 40% you can lose.
There was a 40% chance that you would have come out of it injured. Not necessarily. It wouldn't have been
As
a TPK.
injured
It would have been It wouldn't have been TPK, but it would have been a percent chance that you lost at least points.
Fortunately, everything went as planned.
No, it didn't.
Pavel's plan, generally speaking, does not involve other people.
It's right. I think as far as Pavel is concerned, is that any encounter that Pavel can walk away from.
It's a successful one.
Yes.
He kind of disregards the idea of collateral damage. Hasn't quite penetrated his somewhat, shall we say, self-centered worldview.
I mean, where else are you going to center it?
Well, this is true.
The entire
This is true. Right?
backstory of the character building with Pavel is that he was bullied and beaten and ridiculed and tortured by all these noble kids that he was a servant for, that he just went, screw it, world's not fair, so why should I have to play by anyone's rules? So he just started doing whatever the fuck he liked.
The thing is, actually, even now, there's little hints of it. He's behaving and like a sociopath, except he isn't.
Huh.
He can be if you've ever seen the what the hell's the actor's name? And it says, I might be a bastard, but I'm not a fucking bastard. See Pavel.
Yes, Pavel is a bastard.
There is a bastard. He does have. It's like the fact that he has some morality because he didn't mention. It just seemed perfectly natural for him to go and try and search for a kidnapped baby. It's like he'd draw the line, it's like anything to do with children, he will draw the line at it.
Until 14 at least.
Which is kind of society. There's no that concept hasn't even. It's just what is acceptable. It's like, believe it or not, there is actually no age of consent in France. Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah. In this country, until I think it was 1997, made the age of consent for the gay age of consent. They brought the age of consent to 16. Time there was an age of consent for males in England and Wales. The age of consent, the legal age of consent, which was 16, only applied to girls. Could legally have sex with any female that was over the age of 16 at any age. Those weird and creepy.
Yeah,
things
old-timey laws are so screwed up.
It was basically that was basically it was an age of consent because it was to do with girls and women being property, father or their husband. And they had a limited amount, and they could have a limited amount of autonomy at the age of 16, which is why they could get married from the age of 16. It's consent. Look into laws, especially around stuff like that, because it's very, very odd. Do you know why there was never any laws in England to do with lesbianism?
No,
Was
because
it one of those things that they didn't believe it existed or something?
Queen Victoria, because all the anti-gay laws actually came in during the Queen Victoria's reign. There were no laws against lesbians because she literally could not believe that there was such thing as a lesbian.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why she didn't want any laws against it. I'm absolutely sure that's why she didn't want any laws against it.
No, have you seen how many kids she had?
I know, she didn't do anything that moved.
She and Albert were at it like fucking rabbits.
He wasn't all the time, though. A lot of them handmaidens.
They were, they were right. From the look of it, it wasn't a case of I'm not amused. It's I'm bloody exhausted. But anyway, I think we better let Seth get off because you're at work. You're working tomorrow morning, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I am, mate. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go now.
Good night. This has been a lovely session.
Thank you all.
I'm glad you all enjoyed it. And shall we reconvene at the same time next week?
Fine with me.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine with me, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, so...
awesome.
When you think of it, if you've got any other feedback, let me know, and you can send me an email or you can put it on the Discord. So...
Yep. That's cool. Thank
Thank
you again.
Cheers, guys. It was great fun. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.